So the acceleration and the productivity of that business in the the beginning of that startup would have been that much more enhanced. So if you could get capital at a lower price, have trust relationships, built into it, and get brand ambassadors at the end of that story that actually provide an upward pressure on your revenue, it's like, wow, why isn't that? It seems like something so natural. So this, along with a number of other things, Josh and I simultaneously were looking at different dynamics going on with the democratization of finance, some of what I just explained, but also this new localism. So you see the renaissance of downtowns, whereas, shop local, eat local used to be kind of a niche, crunchy granola type feel to that world. It's now mainstream. People care about where they live. They want to support that. They want to keep more money circulating there. And so Josh and I, really we're digging into that and saying, wow, there's an outlier here. Everything's going local. Not that we live in a global world and we're thankful for it, but there's just a sentiment and a lot of resources coming back to supporting local, but also retaining talent and investing more where one lives. But the outlier there was the unaccredited investor base. So if you take just the upstate in South Carolina where Josh and I live, there's $60 billion right now that sits in retirement plans, stocks, bonds, mutual funds. And almost all of that leaves the state. It cascades through algorithms, and people get their returns, and of course they might spend part of that locally, but nonetheless, all of that what I call grassroots or unaccredited finance is aimed outside of where they live. And so we looked at that and said, well, gosh, why is that? Well, if you look into it, it's really it's the law. It's since 1934. That's with the SEC. That was it hasn't changed since then until about 2016. So all that to say, I'm answering your question. We were looking at this from a couple of angles, not even knowing that there was this funding portal world out there that was primarily focused on startups and in Silicon Valley type cultures, business cultures. We tripped up on that. And our angle, because we came in from a totally different direction, was, wow, it seems really intuitive to somehow remove barriers and help facilitate capital between local businesses that need growth capital and the people that would love to invest in them that live in that same vicinity.
The way that our platform works is our whole job is to, you mentioned it, Terrell, just to connect local investors with local businesses. So our job is to be that trusted community investment intermediary. And the easiest way to know about deals as they're going live, to be able to understand what you're investing in, how to even discern it, is we try to create a lot of content around investor education. We have materials on our site that do that, but just subscribing to Vicinity allows you to see when a deal goes live. You can go to the site. You get to learn a lot about it on their actual offering page. That's where all the information is that tells you the story of the business. Usually there'll be a video. You'll get to know the team. And then you get to, there's parts of those terms that you have questions about. You can ask the owner directly on the page. You can dig through our content to better understand those. And so it gives a community of people where you can go and you can see, start to discern what might you be interested in investing in and in supporting, and then what can you learn from, whether it's resources that we have or directly from the business.
To watch the rest of the episode, go ahead and click the link in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so we can let you know the next time an amazing episode comes up. And if you love what we're doing at the Business Talk Library, consider leaving us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. It gives us more visibility and allows us to get this podcast to more amazing people.